welcome to the much requested return of Stuart and Alexander. I don't think I've ever had more messages, apart from maybe Piggy Sue Sweet Peas, than saying, can we get back on it and do another podcast?
I know.
Although someone described it as listening to us wittering last night.
And also, just very recently, people on Instagram messaged me when I did the Story of Emily install saying, is there any chance it's coming back? And that lady is the lovely lady in Australia. It felt like, it was like she almost knew.
Yes, that we were edging closer. So there are teacup noises today because we are together. We've never done this together.
You know what? We haven't. We've
No.
never done a recording together.
No.
It feels really weird sat right next to you.
Could we get tea? So I'll have a
Right.
top of Earl Grey, please.
Have a top of Earl Grey.
Courtesy of the lovely, whoops, get on the microphone.
Yeah.
The lovely story of Emily in Cornwall. A beautiful day out for me, but this is a workplace for you. Do you want to just explain a bit about where we are and then we'll launch into what on earth have you been doing for the last 6 months? Because I haven't seen you.
No. So we're at the Story of Emily, which is in St. Eve, just the other side of Bliscard to me.
Confusingly, St. Ive, but St. Eve.
I pronounce it St. Eve.
So does the film and the intro.
Good,
when,
okay.
When I arrived.
I'm pretty sure that was right. Yes, and not to be confused with art area of St. Ives further down west. And we are at the Story of Emily here, which is a memorial site for Emily Hobhouse. Story of Emily is the sister fretop.
Yeah.
There's probably a better word, to the Newt in Somerset, which is closer to you.
My local.
Which is your local, exactly. And I have been working with the Story of Emily since, I suppose, autumn time last year. And I've been doing things like art installations in their welcome area, which when you arrive, you come in, get taken to the welcome area. And this lovely, beautiful, great big window, which originally started that they wanted me to do a display up into the eaves of the sort of the shop area. But there was this incredible window, which now you have seen.
Yes.
And your eye line, I always say this, you've got to work with where your eye line naturally takes you. And that was my sort of, this is an incredible vista that looks out onto this courtyard area. For Christmas, I set about saying, let's do this area. And it's just built from there, really. This year, we're doing 4 installations.
So just on summer?
I've done spring and summer.
Ooh.
So spring was lovely. Spring was all mossed garlands, cocodamide, spring bulbs.
Wow.
And woven swallows, because the swallows came back from Africa.
Yeah.
The Story of Emily is all based about a woman that goes out to South Africa to help the refugees, women and children in the Boer War.
Yes.
I love the nod to the swallows returning to the UK for spring.
Yeah.
So it's really lovely. And also I used Lancaster and Cornish to do plant-dyed silk ribbons with rhubosh tea, which again is a South African tea. So we did a bundle dye on these lovely glass sort of baubles, eggs. So it was Easter, spring install. So that one came and went. And now we've got summer. And summer is a Victorian garden party. So it's all the flowers from my garden, which I've dried, things like the larkspur. You've got sea lavender, cornflowers, cornflowers. And actually, antirrhinum, snapdragons. They dried really well. Yes, I will point them out to you. They dried really well. They take a bit longer to dry.
They to keep the colour.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, they keep their colour. They looked amazing.
Because that's what I love about larkspur, is it keeps its colour.
It does, exactly. But also so does antirrhinum. So I was really pleased about that.
And I did antirrhinum for about 10 years.
Also, I had a really rogue one that flowered, which was purpley colour.
Ooh.
Which, as you can imagine, doesn't quite fit with garden gate style. Although purple, don't even get me started. There's a whole nother...
Are we doing trends?
There's a whole nother podcast there.
Are we doing trend predictions?
Yeah, there is a whole nother podcast there, and it is on lavender and purple. But anyway, I used that, and that held really well in terms of colour. So, beautiful parasols.
Yeah.
3 of them hung in the window.
Yeah.
So instead of there being a paper parasol, they are floral parasols. And then this lovely sort of ribbon streaming, giving you the concept of a rainbow.
Yeah.
So ladies' parasols in the garden.
Yeah.
We know what the Victorians were like about their garden parties.
Yeah.
There were a riot of colour, bedding plants.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah, let's switch it out for next week's party. And that seems to have been very well received.
We'll take lots of pictures
Yeah, we'll take lots of pictures and
Yeah.
share. Oh, you can go onto their Instagram. There's a lovely video actually
Oh,
that Claire's taken, which is really pretty,
perfect.
that shows a video of it. But they've got a big summer event on the 3rd of August. I'm now literally grabbing my phone to make sure I've got the right Saturday, which, if you just bear with, is the 3rd. 3rd of August is their summer event. So they, so if you did want to come and watch.
And it's not a million miles away, is it?
No.
I have come to Cornwall for the day, but it's my frame of reference is always Plymouth. Like how I was to Plymouth, and it's about 20 minutes on from Plymouth, isn't it? So it's not,
it's
not the deepest, darkest at all.
No, and even coming up from Cornwall, if you're travelling home, you know, it's not far.
No.
It's not far. But
And it's beautiful. You can really tell. I haven't been to the new for a little while now. I've been a couple of times when it was first open. You can tell it is related because of just the quality of everything. It is immense.
Yes. I think it's the staff are fantastic.
Yes.
They are really attentive. They are very knowledgeable on what they're doing here. It's very quiet. It's very, is it complaintive? What's the right word?
Contemplative.
That's why I can say it. That's my tongue-tied. Yeah. But it is that, isn't it? Don't you feel that?
Although it's really interesting. We put the timing so I could go and have a tour of the rectory.
Yes.
Okay? And I think I said, what maybe lots of people say is there's all the luxe stuff, and see the new is quite high end. And I came away thinking what I really want is a proper linen cupboard. I want a proper linen cupboard, and you said the broom cupboard. I was like, absolutely. I want a broom cupboard. I want the outdoor larder with the big Belfast sink with the big copper.
I mean,
maps.
Can we just have a moment for the fact that none of us actually want to be the upper class? We all actually want servants' quarters, don't we? Let's be honest.
We do. When people say they've been reincarnated, they're always like Cleopatra or something else. I always think, no, I'm sure I was a parlour maid or something like that. But the chances of me being anything special is a bit.
Did you see in the kitchen in the back in the? You can't call it the utility. Yes. You've seen the size of the taps. That's a tap.
Yeah. You have to hand your handbag in when you first go in.
Oh, do you?
And
so you don't take the taps.
So I think you say you didn't brush against anything. Not that I had my big bag with me. I didn't, but she'd say I could take my phone out. And I thought, actually, I'm not going to, but I wish I had now because I really want to take some pictures of
in. I'll sneak you back in.
And
also what I love is, it's really interesting from my point of view, is having a look around this space and going into the kitchens at the back. When we were at the farm, which you visited, our farm was set up in the back in the utility space exactly the same. Yeah. So it was slate shelves, partitioned wood. That was the refrigeration. And we still had that at the farm. It was beautiful and really heavy slate. And those slightly wire cupboards. Yes. We still had those. Meat safes. Yes. So there was an element of me thinking, I've lived in the Victorian time right up to modern time. But I think that's probably a farmer's daughter. Nothing ever gets renovated really anyway. But so I love the space. And we were very lucky because we asked Story of Emily if they'd mind us recording the podcast.
I know.
So our revival is back here.
Yes.
And I suppose we need to say about why is it being
oh God,
why has it been 6 months? I think because it's just been, because people have asked, where is it? It's just been busy, hasn't it? We're in July.
It was more when we stopped being able to do it. It's essentially because I went back to work full time.
Yeah.
As registered manager of a family assessment centre. Can't recommend. But anyway, no, I love it. It's fine. But it is very busy. And we got to the stage, I think, at the beginning of the year where we were planning series 4. And I said, I cannot do between Monday and Friday 9 to 5. And you were like, I cannot do evenings and weekends. And
my house just doesn't work. It's like too small.
That it was only a timing thing. We didn't fall out. It was no big.
I really tried to get rid of her the first time round, but she keeps coming back.
I drove all the way to Cornwall just to pin you down. So life has been hectic is the short answer. We'll talk about this afterwards about how we can do this, but I am trying to. It's been really intense, but lots of people I'm sure have when they start a new job, and it's all
systems go, isn't it?
All systems go, literally systems.
And in fairness, my wedding season, my spring wedding season was huge this year.
Yeah, because you were quieter last year, weren't you?
I was much quieter last year. And very interestingly, this year, which is very unusual as well, had a lot of April weddings and a lot of May weddings. And there is been a lot of talk in our floral world of that COVID engagement gap. And I think that hit me last year, whereas this year it seems to have bounced back and slightly bounced back and up a little bit.
You're okay.
And obviously with the added work of Story of Emily.
Yeah.
and getting the field set up.
Yeah.
Because I've got the second growing space now, so
Yeah.
two plots to manage. I did have a moment where I was like, okay, overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But I've missed this. I've missed us just. There's a few times where I've messaged you, we message each other on WhatsApp going, what are you doing?
I know. And it feels like it's really interesting about, because obviously I've also stopped doing Gather,
Yes,
which
this
is
is huge.
absolutely huge. Gather turned 5, and I knew that Scribe Hound is going to be massive and amazing, and I've been really loving being a writer for Scribe Hound Gardening. So I decided if something had to go, it was going to be Gather, which I never thought to happen, but it did. So that's been a huge.
How did it feel?
Oh, I
Do you want to talk about that? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't talked about feelings for a long
Yeah,
time.
no.
I planned it in my head for probably a month. I planned it obsessively in emails and Word documents and spreadsheets, and if this
Very
and that, this and that,
brave.
for about 2 weeks. And then I was checking it all out with Chris, who's amazing, Chris Horn, who runs Scribe Hound Gardening, who's just lovely. And they were all brilliant throughout the whole process. And I was just saying, okay, this is what I'm thinking. And they were really polite. And then I got back to them and I said, oh, I'm just making this really complicated. And he was like, yeah, I think you are. So I was like, okay, I'll just send an email out saying this is happening and that. So I think there was a bit of a sense of, I thought something big was going to happen.
Yeah, it's like
Or I would
anticlimax in a
feel
way.
something, but I think
Yeah.
because I'd been just rehearsing when it actually happened, it was a bit like, oh.
If you think about it as well, these Garden Gate, Grace Alexander, there are babies. I think anyone that's been self-employed, I've been like 15 years now in Garden Gate. Previously to that, I had my fabric business. But you get, it's like...
It's identity. That's the identities.
It really is. And I think that's when I rang you and I went, are you okay?
And it's so interesting because psychologically, my business, as well as being my baby, my identity, and something actually I've just really enjoyed, has always been something that I've used to defend myself against the vulnerability of being employed. I'm both not brilliant at being self-employed entirely, but I also find having a boss and having an employer quite challenge my autonomy.
Yeah.
Particularly in a service where things can get very difficult very quickly and there's lots of stuff that happens and there's lots of professional identity stuff because I essentially work as a social worker, but I'm a trained psychologist, so I'm not a social worker. So it gets really messy, really complicated. And so it's amazing to go, do you know what? I could walk away from this tomorrow. Like I could literally put my notice in and I've got this whole other livelihood, living, identity, business person.
You've got two personalities,
I have
swear
two
you have.
personalities.
Yeah. You've got
So
two lives.
You've
got two lives.
I've got two lives. I don't have time for two lives,
Yeah,
but
I
I have
love
got
it.
two lives. So
I can just about manage my own life. Like I literally adding another life would literally pull back up.
yeah. Yes, if I don't answer your email, I'm really sorry. It's because I'm answering them with my other hat on. But I think my worry was, if when Gather finished, I thought I would feel like this real wobbliness about not having that to fall back on. And actually I found that okay.
It's quite
because my
liberating.
seed sales are still really strong.
Yeah.
And Scribe Hound pays me, which is lovely. They're very much about creators. Substack Plus, I would describe it. They're much more personal, but they're running a team and they really want people to do well out of it in terms of being creative. So it's okay, but yeah, it's
Also, I have to say as well, thinking about when stopping, having this pause for the podcast, I swear it was because I had so many outs that you decided that you didn't want to hear them.
because I was in.
Because you
I
were
was
so
in.
It was hilarious. It's like the one time.
Have you saved my life? Have you got a notebook? Get
I
your notebook
knew
out.
I haven't. You've got files of my outs, and nobody's going to want to hear
You're
them.
gonna stagger me.
They're not. No, they're now so outdated. I can't use them.
This was our out.
This is our out.
An out because I'm here.
No, I can do it. I can do a speedy out. But are we going to keep our same format?
We are.
I think people like it.
And that's what we like. I like it. No one else thinks I like it.
So,
What's your
interestingly, and I noticed on your Instagram, you have been going through your whole wardrobe, getting rid of things.
Don't take my in.
No, I'm not
Not the
taking.
tea.
I'm not taking your in, but I have been very mindfully sorting out loads of things inside because I've been shifting, I've been tidying, shifting around, mainly because of milk, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Mainly because also, quite a lot of the Story of Emily stuff I have to do is quite a lot of making prior to storing it. And suddenly I realised I need like I need like a wet studio and a dry studio. Does that make sense? So all the fresh stuff, all the dried stuff, all the elements.
Yeah.
But also I've been just bringing in already, because I won't steal your next one. I know what it is. I have been also starting to bring in all the flowers for drying already.
Good now.
Because literally I've been doing this, I've been drying larkspur.
Yep.
So if anyone's got crops of things outside, just remember that you can start drying now. I dried my first set of helichrysums yesterday.
I saw combine on the way down. And if
Yeah.
you're combining, you can dry your flowers.
Absolutely. And they're doing that earlier. This is the earliest harvest. Really the early harvest. So when I was up at the field, I noticed that the helichrysums, although they'll grow loads and loads more, they're throwing up enough of a stem length, which to me is 6 inches.
And you don't leave those too long, do you?
No.
Because otherwise you just get the centre, and I'm not a great fan of centre.
Don't pick them if the centre has formed.
No.
So ideally you want them with the flower closed, really, but almost like prickling. I call it prickly open. Prickly open.
Yeah.
So if it's prickly open,
A bit thistly.
cut it exactly. It looks thistly. Turn it upside down, put it somewhere out of direct sunlight in the warmth.
Yeah.
And at the moment, perfect dry conditions, obviously with the heat wave impending.
Yeah.
So that's been my in.
Gosh.
Yeah, but you're
right. My in. So you are slightly responsible for this. And this is my fault because Becca looks really well, by the way. Just for those who can't see her. She's looking amazing. She's very glowy.
You're so kind.
Generally very cheerful. People might remember when we went to Chelsea.
Yes.
So I made the mistake of going to Chelsea with somebody who's very beautiful and very elegant. And I'm going to go as far as I've got trust issues with various things. But I've got trust issues about expertise particularly. And it was a big thing that when we went to Chelsea, because it was the Monday, like it was my heart's desire to go to Chelsea on Monday. And you very kindly got us in on Monday, press day. And I don't know if you remember that I got a stylist involved in the dress. And I saw the stylist, I saw her online, and she found me a dress, sent me the next dress, sent me the shoes, and I was like, okay, done, sorted. And we arrived, and I put the dress on in our flat that we stayed in the night before, and I was like, oh my God, this is the worst dress I've ever seen. And Britt Willoughby took some pictures of us, and I was like, oh my God, it's just the most horrendous thing I've ever seen. And I kept a lid on it though, didn't I? I did
Very good.
I just went away and had a little meltdown internally. Didn't cry, not a crier. But anyway, thought.
Did you try it on before you came to Chelsea?
I was really hoping you weren't going to ask
that. Did you really not try it on before?
No. Because I trusted and I shouldn't have trusted.
You got to try it on.
Oh, I know.
Really? Although, in fairness, I did the same with my wedding dress and it didn't fit the day of my wedding and the night before the wedding.
How did it fit on the day?
Literally, a whole evening of a dressmaker having to refit it for me. Yeah, so in fairness, I can't speak because I've had my own dress dramas before. But so what's the outcome?
Share with us your
wardrobe
malfunctions. So I probably, for the best part of 6 months, just sulked about that a bit and just had a bit of a crisis of confidence because I looked at the pictures from the Skypound launch party, which was towards the end of that year, and I was wearing the most boring, safe outfit.
Right.
So jeans and boots, blue sweater type thing, which also felt at least not horrendous. I also thought I don't really want to have to do that for the rest of my life. So I thought now is the time. Lost a bit of weight. I'm going to make a bit of an effort. And also AI has been invented. So I have my colours done about 20 years ago.
Maybe like
25 years. So my mum's best friend did a little franchisee. House of Colour. Colour Me Beautiful.
Colour Me Beautiful.
Colour Me
That's
Beautiful.
what I had when I was like 15.
What are you?
I'm autumn. Warm autumn. It was back then. The other thing as well is that with that, you apparently are supposed to have it done again. I think it's warm autumn. You're looking at me like
I'm looking at you like you're not warm autumn. Do you know what? We're going to...
That's a whole nother...
We'll check.
Yeah.
Because I was told I was autumn, so I still have the little booklet with all the autumn colours in, and I would. And actually, they were.
It changes as you get older. So now I'm grey, and your skin colour changes as you get older.
Yes, I don't think I have changed.
However, your skin tone does. Your skin cut pigment changes
I'm still.
as you get older.
I don't know if brown is much. But
Anyway,
so I got my chat GPT out.
right.
I took a selfie.
I
And I
love that. I
said-
can't believe it.
And I said, what colour am I? What's my...
Yeah.
And they went, soft autumn. And I said, is
Okay.
that different to autumn? Oh my God, yes. And
Yeah.
it showed me all these pictures and it said, like, the mustardy, the really like those lovely colours that actually I would look at in an interiors
Yeah.
scene, whatever. I would think, oh God, love that. But actually it was like, no, stop. Because you are not autumn, you're soft autumn, low contrast. Stop trying to do the bold stuff. Actually, you want mosses that, really muted terracottas. You want really... nobody can take any photos of me today because I'm wearing completely the wrong clothes because
you're wearing white.
I'm wearing white.
You
The
should be
white
wearing
was
white.
like,
So,
no.
yeah.
But I am standing up in 3 of the items of clothing that I have left because every other piece of clothing I have is on a rail in the spare room and is either on Vinted, is sold, because everything's sold out really quickly, or is waiting to be posted or to loaded.
That's good though.
So once I'd gone down the rabbit hole of colours and it was
Yeah.
like I'm a soft autumn, I discovered the Kibbe body shape.
No, I do not know this.
This is genius. I think we're quite similar.
Yeah.
You are much slimmer and much more elegant than I am, but I think our body shapes are quite similar.
Yeah.
So I found
And we're both very tall people.
we're both very tall. And
Yeah.
if you're over 5'10", there's only certain sorts of Kibbe structures you can be. So I came across this on Instagram, I think about 9-10 months ago, and was just a bit like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm an odd shape. Because I'm quite tall. I do find, and if you cut me at different places, I look a bit chunky and a bit odd and a bit like, And so me and ChatGPT went on this whole, okay, let's talk about Kibbe, because there's not a huge amount on it.
I've
on
not
the
heard
internet.
of it. No.
It's a little bit niche, but there's enough that made me thought, yeah, that makes sense to me. So I am the extreme of tall, essentially tall and long, which is dramatic. Kibbe.
That fits you, Grace, quite frankly.
We are.
Yeah.
I think it fits both. You can start with that. Fits me. Fits us.
Yeah. But I
Because you've got the same shoulder,
Yeah.
which are really unusual. Like
Yeah.
they literally go out in a square and then down. Like, we've got,
Yes.
like
Pointy shoulders.
yeah,
Yeah.
slim wrists,
Yeah.
long feet,
Big hands.
big hands. Yeah, Kibbe dramatic. So
I
me
love
and
it.
me and ChatGPT, like we went down this Kibbe dramatic thing, and our spare room is in the middle of renovation at the moment, so there's nothing in it. So I found a blank wall, and I hung up every single item of my clothing, literally everyone, on a hanger on the thing, and I took a picture and I said, "Does this suit me?"
And it said no.
And it doesn't just say yes or no.
Okay.
It says, quite like the colour, it's soft autumn. It would be better in this colour, but it would work for you. But actually, the shape is completely wrong. If you really love it and you really want to keep it, you might want to style it up like this, but actually, it's probably not worth keeping. It's brilliant, lovely, gone. Every single piece of my clothing.
I don't know whether I literally think if my husband heard this podcast, he will somehow take every credit card and every bank and lock it from me.
My agreement
yeah.
with myself is that the money that I make on Vinted is what I will spend on mine. Because actually, I
Okay.
want a capsule wardrobe.
So cost neutral.
I want this to be cost neutral.
Yeah. Because I have to say, it's interesting because I've got friends who would probably never spend what I spend on a jumper or, and my lovely friend, I know she's literally probably going to listen to this and go, I know you mean me. But my one expensive and one only expensive jumper would be her equivalent of still buying 5 or 6 in a fast fashion way.
You always look lovely.
Classical I've tried to go for, if I can.
If you go down the dramatic thing,
Dramatically
you will
classical,
absolutely,
yeah.
Because classical is a different style. I
I
don't
don't mean that. I don't know.
know.
A classic grey jumper.
But grey doesn't suit me.
No, grey.
So I was looking at a picture of me. I was wearing a flower crown, I think, randomly. And we were just,
As
I
you
was
do.
doing a thing before Christmas and I was wearing a jumper that I love and I've worn a lot. And I was like, that jumper looks hideous on me because it's completely the wrong colour.
Interesting.
And once you start, so talking of husbands, I put some trousers on, I got ready for work, and some remaining trousers. And my husband said, oh, I really like those trousers. And I said, oh, thank you. what he didn't know is that I then went into the spare room where I've got a full-length mirror. I took a picture of my whole outfit,
Yeah.
put it to ChatGPT and said, what do you think of this outfit?
Don't go to work. Did it say don't go?
No, it said, I like what you've done with the top. That's
Yeah.
absolutely on
Yeah.
it. I was a bit like, it's a bit cool. It said, it's a bit cool, but you're in the right ballpark, so keep it. Because there's a really amazing slash neck thing. Really do quite like the trousers, but they could do with being a little bit more structured. They're a bit wide and a bit flappy for you. And I was like, oh my God, this is just like insane. So ChatGPT, for those people worried about data security and things like that, has more photos of me than Instagram, my mother, and everyone else put together in the whole world. And it has every single item of my clothing as a
Literally,
picture. And you know what? When I was doing it, I took the picture, said, do I keep it? Do I sell it? What do you think of this bit? What do you think about it? And it would tell me. And if it said sell it, I'd say generate the vintage caption description.
Oh, did it do that for you?
Absolutely did it for me.
Scary. I find it mildly scary still. I imagine there is a place for ChatGPT, whether that is your wardrobe.
Yeah.
I think if it's helpful to you, then great. It does mildly terrify me.
Yeah.
When I hear like some stuff, I'm like, yeah. I've always loved clothes. I've always loved fabric.
Yeah.
So for me, I suppose.
Oh, so that's what I was going to say about buying an expensive jumper.
Yeah.
Is that I would do as you do. I've invested in huge amounts of toast clothing and really lovely cashmere.
I think toast swamps you. That's the danger with toast clothing.
So I would invest, or what I thought was an investment, in a really beautiful jumper. And then it would look amazing on the model on the website. And I would put it on and I'd be like, it looks awful, but I'd never know why. And so my wardrobe just got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Full of beautiful, expensive clothes that I spent lots of money on, and just
buying. Yeah, you're right. Buying just because it's expensive doesn't mean it's going to look good on you. It is really understanding your shape. And I think actually the other thing is that, and the one thing I've spoken to a couple of my friends about recently is our shapes are changing.
Yeah,
your colouring changes, and actually what did look great on you in maybe your 20s and 30s.
Everything looks great on you in your 20s.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got now just about teenage children who have got teenage girlfriends who all look amazing.
You've got.
We're 19. He is. He's going to be. He's going to be 20. Yeah, he's nearly out the other side. No, he's nearly out. Big groups of lovely girls and things like that. That everything seems to look amazing on them.
I know.
And then mildly that transition to, okay, I can't do. Some people will. And do you know what? If some people want to do that, embrace it. Crack on.
Yeah,
I'm all for wear what you want to wear. Yeah. But there is that slight link, isn't there, to what you wear next. But half my problem is that one minute I'm in a field digging around, and the next minute I'm delivering on a wedding, needing to look semi-smart but practical.
Yeah.
Or then I'm going to something really nice where I don't need to be practical but just want to look pretty. And it's trying to have a wardrobe that fits into a very small cottage that fits all those parameters.
So
I need to do that.
If I wanted another business, which I don't.
There you go.
And this is not my area of
Contact Grace if you want this. Yeah.
I am going to do, I think, because I did get more messages when I said I'm just putting everything on Vinted. Loads of people got in touch with me and said, who did your colours? What did you do? And I thought, do you know what,
interesting.
I'm going to do a whole series of Instagram reels about just this conversation.
Yeah.
Because when you go on Pinterest, or first of all, I can't cope Pinterest anymore because it's all sponsored and I can't work out what's a thing and what's a...
No.
Anyway, that's all dreadful. But lots of the fashion stuff, you go on Instagram, it's all office wear and downy stuff.
Yeah, it's not practical for my life at all.
But it's not practical. It's not what I want.
No.
I want to be doing gardener chic.
Yeah. My go-to though for really, and what my husband would definitely say I've got too many of, and probably most of my friends, jackets.
Yeah.
Jackets, footwear.
Yeah. Brown boots.
The problem is I live in Cornwall, so a jacket can change every single item that I have.
Yeah.
And I recently bought from the carrier company, which we saw lovely.
When you said, my husband's going to say about it, I thought she can say just carrier company pieces.
Yeah, carrier company. So my jacket here, though, is a vintage carrier company piece, which I bought in Ashburton. There is a lovely, very nice, I cannot remember the name, I'll try and remember it for the show notes.
Craftmongers.
No, it's not Craftmongers.
Oh, no.
This is Craftmongers is there, wonderful. But there's a shop in Ashburton that does vintage clothing, so it's secondhand.
So
But
I could go on my way home.
you could go on your way home. And what I would say is it's very well curated, really good quality.
Yes.
And she's very good at editing out stuff
Yeah.
that probably doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And when we went, every time I've gone to Ashburton, I've gone there and seen something. One year I bought the most beautiful cranberry velvet dress for a Christmas party, which was a beautiful quality. I can't remember what it's by, but lovely bell sleeves, lovely detailing.
Yeah.
And I've got that. And it's one of those that you could probably take out of the wardrobe and use in a because everybody velvet at Christmas never seems to date.
Yeah.
And this one, my lovely friend bought me, was the jacket from the Carrier Company, which is one of the drill jackets.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, I bought a wool jacket from them. Putting the drill cotton underneath the wool means I can stand out in all weather watching rugby now, because I didn't really realise this, because I've seen the Carrier Company things. I've never really, and I should know it because of knowing background of fabric, but the close weave and the open weave work together. So there is layering is so
insulation
important.
and then the shell.
Exactly. Their stuff is really beautiful.
Do you know what? All I can think is about drop shoulders. So I could now I will go to Ashburton on the way home. Lots of the things have just massively fallen into place for me, which is a velvet dress with bell sleeves. I don't think would look very good on me, but it is so much about things like, if the point of think about our shoulders again, like our shoulders. If the seam falls on our shoulders, it looks amazing. A dropped shoulder looks terrible.
Doesn't look so good.
So things like jackets, I would now walk into a shop and I would be able to go, no.
It's quite liberating to actually just delete. For anyone that hasn't ever had their colours done, even that is amazing. If you find shopping lots of noise, like too much noise when you go into a shop, to be able to look and go, oh, okay, there's all greys, blacks, whatever it is. They're not me. I'm going to go over to the pastel pink, whatever.
But did you whatever there were like years where the fashion was for different colours?
Totally.
And that you just couldn't buy anything. And then your colours came in and it was often.
My mum quite often says it, because my mum, quite a lot of I come into my own in autumn, winter. That's why I always almost feel more comfortable in that clothing than I do in summer, because summer doesn't really relate to my colour palettes very well.
Absolutely. Although you're in navy today.
I'm in navy,
Yes, I do wear a lot of navy, but I think I wear navy because it's my safe colour, not because it necessarily
I don't really wear navy very much. So this is a new... No, I don't really, no.
I'm quite pleased that I've got a beautiful Studio Nicholson dress, which it's very different in shape, but it's exactly the same fabric and exactly the same colour. I'm quite glad I didn't wear it now.
We could have been twinning. Although I did have somebody, actually, I don't know, it looks slightly uniform, and I did have somebody just ask me some information on the story of Emily. I don't work here. Never mind. So anyway, I mean, that's a very long in.
That was a very long in. We haven't met for 6 months.
6 months. 6 months of in. Yeah.
People have asked for this podcast. They can buckle in for an hour.
They can buckle in. They really can.
Go on, give it an out then.
Out. So out for me at the moment, it's basically trying to keep everything alive, Grace.
Oh, Christ, I know.
Yeah, well, I would say at the moment, so there's two sort of out levels of my out. And it's what I really struggle with. And I think anyone that's here for gardening, flipping from obviously our interiors and wardrobes, is biennial sewing.
Yes.
We're at prime biennial sewing time.
Foxgloves are in?
Yeah. My foxgloves, I will... What, they're in the ground?
No, they're in a seed tray.
They're in seed trays. Great, okay.
I mean, I've sewn them.
Phew. Yeah, okay. So I've done most of my biennial sewing, apart from the fact I haven't done my white foxglove seed because I couldn't find my seeds. It is like I have literally no organisation, but I found them now, so they're going to be done. So that's wonderful. Biennial sewing done. What have I done? I've done all foxgloves. Honesty. I don't really do huge amounts of other stuff because I do more actually in September, I will say.
Yeah.
Sweet William.
Yeah.
Do that.
I don't like Sweet William, so I never grow.
I find it, well, you need it for, yours is a different purpose to mine. It's a great filler in a way for me, but I do grow masses of it, and still there is masses of it in the field at the end of the season. So I wonder whether I have the same feeling about it. It's a very odd thing.
A little bit goes a long way.
A little bit goes a long way, but I like the white. It's really good. It does work. And then the other thing is, I'm big fans of raised pots.
Yeah.
Pots, planters.
Yes. Your pots would look amazing.
Okay, they do, but I will put my hand up and go, look, we are all struggling. So what I will say is I learned a lot from last year with pots, and I have this year sacked off quite a few of the smaller pots. 2 things I would suggest. Okay, if you really want to grow in pots, you do need big pots.
Yeah. Totally.
You do need big pots. And then what I would say works really well sometimes as well is having a big pot that is a tree that gives your other pots some shade. So think about where you're putting your pots. So could you get some of that really midday sun? Could you get some shade with it?
Yeah.
And if you can't, could you put a tree, get a canopy over your pots?
Yeah.
So that's my tip number 1.
Yeah.
Tip number 2, if you do like small pots, get yourself terracotta trays pot.
Yes.
So I've basically got a really lovely dish. What's even better, and I don't love it, but if you really wanted to, is have it glazed on the inside.
Yes.
Because it holds the water better.
Yeah.
So anything that's glazed is going to hold the water better. So I've got lots of lovely herbs in a tray on a really lovely outdoor iron table with little herb pots.
Yeah.
So that is literally swimming in water and it's topped up.
Yeah.
So that works well.
Yeah.
So if you do want a little, just get a water source. And then is the whole scale up your pots. Do you know what? I think we're in crisis mode. I don't think this weather is ever going to change.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry. I'm just putting it out there. We are slightly doomed. We just need to be moving over to much bigger. And this year last year I'd already got this lovely, great big sort of olive pot. They're old olive pots. I bought another one at the beginning of this year. So I've actually got in the big olive pot, I've got dahlias. You will see it. It's amazing. I've still got water in it, but a couple of mine drooped in this weather. And that's where the tuber themselves just cannot take up the water quick enough for the heat.
Yeah.
Don't worry. They will be all right. Wait till the evening. Water, they perk back up again.
Yeah.
But I'm struggling.
It's like hellebores and frost, isn't it?
Hellebores and frost. Yeah, if I killed them all.
You have to keep your faith in that.
Yeah. But I am struggling. The field, nothing gets watered outside. Everything just has to survive. Indoor, it's not really any different.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
water.
my God, I feel so much better.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, no, I don't. If I've planted something in, then one needs to water a little bit. I think we did a little bit of watering right at the beginning of the season, but now it's got to survive. It's just got to survive. It's got to go down. I think you actually potentially do more damage than good.
I've always said that. I have always said that in a sort of, I hope I'm not just making excuses for being lazy, because my next door neighbour waters epically.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants to get in touch about ChatGPT and the water environmental impact of, I want to tell you that I don't water my garden a lot and I don't fly. That's my excuse. And she always said, oh, I thought you had like underground irrigation, because she can't work out why I'm not out there with a hose pipe every night watering all my plants. I'm just like, because actually I don't think it's good for them. I think you just breed that dependency.
You do. And the problem is that what you end up doing is a little bit of watering does more harm than good. So if you are going to water outside, I firmly believe you need to drench it. Also, what I will say is this is always the caveat of it depends what your soil is like.
Yes.
And it depends the soil depth and have you mulch.
Yeah.
All those things. So in my plots, I've got strulch. Yes. I've got, I try and keep everything in.
Started using strulch and she swears by it.
So that's what I mean. It is absolutely brilliant. And it's really so if you put the strulch on when it's wet.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So it locks the moisture in.
Yeah. It's like you don't put it down when there's a frost, because you'll just keep all the cold in.
No.
Yeah. Obviously, being a sweet pea seed farmer,
it's been a not great year for sweet peas.
Sweet peas, they do not like the heat. And there's lots of people saying, Roger Parsons is saying just water. I'm a bit like, I'm going to let them do what they're going to do, I think.
So my crop indoor is gone.
Yeah.
I was going to use them as long trendly pieces, but I looked at them yesterday and I'm like, they're not looking particularly great at all. I might get a bucket off them for this weekend's wedding. But the outdoor ones, what's really interesting is the stem length hasn't been as good as you would normally get. Also, I'm sure everyone's had bud drop. Have you had bud drop on them? Where the buds
weirdly, no.
That's
but I know everybody else has. Yeah. So maybe I've just not looked.
So I would say my first flush, which is normally going to be a really long stem.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't almost get that, because you always get a bit of bud drop. I don't know why it is. No. The first few, it's almost like they have to remind themselves how to do it.
Yeah.
But this year, what I noticed is I had that first bud drop, then I had a flush, then I got bud drop again.
Oh,
And that, I think, is a warning sign of not enough water. And things
yeah.
like that. Now, that happened in my home garden where my sweet peas are in slightly raised beds. They
Yeah.
do go into the ground,
Yeah.
but again, they're planted, the base of them are planted quite high up. So they've got to do a lot of work to get down. And
It does feel like your home garden's quite shady, though.
it is very shady. Yeah, it is.
That'll be all right.
So they've got the stem length on those actually has been quite good, but the stem length at the land where it's quite exposed has always been very short,
yeah.
6 to 8 inches, whereas normally I'm picking them
Yeah,
up.
those first ones.
I like fun.
massive.
We almost feel like you're like lured into, oh my God, I'm amazing at growing sweet peas. And then you realise that actually that's your only ones you're going to get that length. But
Yeah.
also, can I just put out here?
Yeah.
I am so over picking sweet peas. All right. If anybody grows more than I would say, let's just say 10 plants, you must be feeling the way I feel right now. I'm bored.
The good news is I never pick them.
No,
That's
okay.
not true. I did do one massive pick of Piggy Sue, Bix, and King's Ransom, and just had this monster, like an urn full, in my kitchen.
Can you imagine being that person
But that was my one pick of the year.
daily?
No, I can't.
Actually.
No, I can't. Because I just I did think, oh, they did come quite early and then they looked a bit unhappy. And I thought, should I go round and do that like sacrificial, just cut
Yeah,
everything
just
to
to chop.
try and get a bit more in terms of seed? But I couldn't quite risk it because I thought, this season's so unpredictable. I'm just going to leave them set seed. And I think I'll have my seed harvest in the next month, I think.
So last week, I literally bunched them all up and I had to go into town to take a parcel back, or the children that's selling things on Vinted.
Yeah.
And I had, I think, 6 or 7 bunches in the back of my car. And every time I saw a friend, so I'm sorry if you missed out, that my lovely plumber friend, he got a bunch. Somebody who looked after my child got a bunch. Yeah, and literally, it was like some sort of gorilla. Would you like a bunch of sweet peas?
the courgettes of the flower world.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, everyone, it was hilarious because I did just think hilariously, everybody's walking around Lostwithiel now with bunches of my sweet peas. Yeah,
Rebecca.
exactly.
Like,
I know.
like, are you in the secret club? You're carrying them.
Well, also, what's awful is I think they all thought they were very special, but actually they then saw everybody had them.
Realised you literally couldn't give them away quick enough.
Yeah, but I'm just coming to the end of them. I've got a
Yeah.
wedding, quite a big wedding this weekend. So I'm into the cutting trendles of them. I'm done with cutting individual stems.
Yeah.
Might have a few in a bud vase. Let's
Yeah.
just go whole hog.
A whole lot.
Have
Yeah.
bowls of sweet peas. It's gonna look
Yeah.
amazing.
I'm gonna segue that really neatly into our out because I'm just going to mention that predictably the Story Valley has the most amazing garden, very accessible garden, and I didn't realise that it had a bit of a sinister reason, but they've got this most amazing hazel edging around everything, which I think I've taken more photos of than anything else so far, because they have the turkey that you don't like, who gets on all the beds.
Yeah.
But they do have some traditional sweet pea teepees, but they have just sweet pea plants at the bottom of the edging, and they're just sort of
Love it.
going horizontally and scrambling. And I was like,
But
It's
did we
lovely.
see that at Chelsea in Sarah Price's garden?
so that was a matacuna that was going up through a Rosa Glauca.
I mean, that was
which-
transformational
That
for
was
me.
transformational. The colours were amazing.
And this is gorgeous. I
This
have
is
to say,
gorgeous.
Christina, who is the head gardener at Story of Emily, it's looking beautiful.
I know when the Newt first opened, I will go back because I haven't been for a while. Everyone's a bit like, oh, it needs to bed in a bit. It's a bit
Yeah.
neat. This does not have that. Not that it's not lovely.
No.
Perfect. It's not perfect. It doesn't
It's
have,
lived in.
It's very lived in.
It feels very lived in. It feels very, it's relatable as
Yes.
well, which is what I love.
Yeah.
I feel like you could come here, take some inspiration and
Oh,
come home. Did you see how the edges of the lawn, which is outside the restaurant, has got wild seed sown
Yes.
down it?
Yes.
Which I thought, now that's this. So what they've got is this lovely, they've got the biggest piece of glass on their restaurant in the whole of Europe.
No, we.
Yes, it is one continuous piece of glass that came, I think, from Germany.
What's that?
And
Grand Designs.
yeah, and it was transported all the way here, I think, from Germany. And it is absolutely enormous. So the glass at the restaurant you've got no vista issues. It's straight out into the garden. And then they've got this lovely lawn, which does make me want to do a roly-poly in it, apart from the fact there's turkeys around.
Yeah.
And then they've got what I would naturally call mean flower bed.
Yes, I
Do you
hear
know
what
what I
you're
mean?
saying.
Because
it's
there's
like-
a lot of lawn and a very mean little strip.
It's very much a strip, not a bed.
No, it's very much strip not bed. But actually, I really like it.
So it's Phacelia and corn poppies, isn't it?
And I think there was cornflowers in there as well. I think
Oh,
I think it was a bit of a wild tea mix.
Because at the top, between the kitchen garden and that lawn, it is definitely Phacelia and corn poppies
Yeah,
only. Or
yeah.
that's just the section I was looking at, because I was like, gosh.
Stuff might have gone over,
Yeah.
obviously, mightn't
Yeah.
it? And maybe they pulled it out. But I would
Yeah.
say that's a wild seed mix. But it's a very narrow strip. What are we talking? 30 centimetres?
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah.
maybe not even that.
Yeah.
Around the edges, defining the edges. But I thought, how nice. Do you know what it almost reminds me of? A lawn frame.
I was just thinking exactly the same
Yeah,
thing.
if you were to frame a
Yeah.
picture of the lawn, it's
Yeah.
that sort of dimension, isn't
Yeah.
it? So it works.
Like someone's
because-
drawn a line round it with
Yeah.
a pen.
Yes. And I think it works for that reason. It's not, if it had been any wider, it would have been wrong because
Yes.
it would have looked like a flower bed.
Whereas it's intentional to be that sort of.
She's very clever.
Yeah.
She's very clever. And all the hazel, like you said.
Yeah.
Every year I look at hazel and go, could somebody just come out there? I'm going to put it out there. If you are somebody that does hazel and you want to come and make some hazel frames for me or show me how to make them, I'll swap
Well,
things. I don't know.
Mills is writing a book on it.
Oh, is she? Okay.
So, and that book, I can't remember when it's going to be out. Jackie, I must message you and ask when it's going to be out. Although so I've got a beautiful fence around all of mine, which is all hazel, which is probably
very
needs-
good. Yeah.
I need a bit of structure to make mine look good. We are doing raised beds in the kitchen garden, but in the field, I do a bit of structure. But usually they say you coppice your hazel every 3 years, and we really used it last year. And actually, it's ready to go again. So
Oh, that's
loads
good.
of the stuff here is quite fine hazel. I will
Yeah.
put lots of pictures up because I've taken lots of pictures of that of just those little loops and little
Yeah.
interwoven bits. So actually, I think I'm going to coppice again this year. Just gonna-
I need to
do
go and
it.
have a real closer look because I just whisked through the garden with a tray of tea.
Oh no, we'll
And
go
that colour.
around again.
Close, too close for comfort.
We are going to go and have lunch.
We are
I
going to
know,
have lunch.
yeah.
Is that a nice place to leave it? And that we'll. What's the next
I'm
plan?
ravenous.
Yeah, I am. I'm starving. We need to go. There's some incredible food on the menu as well. Obviously, a massively South African
Yes.
inspired restaurant.
Yes.
If you can come and be a member here. I should probably just say, shouldn't I? So you've got a membership for Story of Emily that you can come and then you can come back. If you are a member of the Newt, you can visit here because it's one of their sisters.
And lots of other places.
And lots of other places. Yes, so if you've got the Newt membership, obviously the Newt
Yeah.
membership gets you into lots of places in Cornwall, we were saying.
Yes, I confess I bought it yesterday in preparation of coming here.
Yeah, exactly. So lots of really great places to visit. And also, if you want to get the Story of Emily membership, that obviously then gets you into the rectory to go around the rectory. We haven't done the war rooms yet. I'm building up
No.
to that. I might come back and do that next week, actually.
Ooh.
I've heard it. The feedback I've had is that I cried, quite a
Yeah,
lot. I think it
I-
is really quite harrowing. But I also think something that probably one should come and
Yes.
do. And then also, if you've got membership for Story of Emily, you can keep coming back to the restaurant.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, in this area here, is rather lovely to have a really
Yes.
beautiful restaurant,
And look at the wild.
which does have
gardens.
sheepskins, by the way, on quite a few of the chairs.
I'm assuming
well.
we're sitting outside. Like it is
Yeah, it does look
28
very...
degrees. I think we'll sit outside.
Oh, yeah, we will have to. But what about that turkey?
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah, okay.
We'll
all
sit
right.
behind the biggest piece of glass in Europe.
Yeah.
And what we will do is, on the high of having recorded this and having such a lovely time, we'll make completely overblown commitments about how we're going to do this once a week
Yes,
for the rest of our lives.
No, we're not doing once a week. We've decided once a month.
Yes.
Once a
But we
month.
actually need to put those in the diary because
We need to
otherwise
put them
we'll
in the
just get
diary.
busy and things like
Yeah.
that. And
But hopefully, because they're going to be once a month, it will be much more of a roundup of seasonal things we're doing
Yeah.
as well, which is quite nice. So a little bit more.
it's only
Yeah,
5 till the
padded.
Christmas episode now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we all know what I'm going to be stressing about because obviously I'm back to do Christmas here at Story of Emily. So
Yes.
there's a lot of planning.
Maybe we should fit in the Christmas episode with another trip for me to come down to see the Christmas one.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
You might have to
Any
help.
excuse.
You might be roped in to come and do
I've
something.
already held a tape measure.
Yeah,
I
you've
feel like
already
I've earned my keep.
Yeah, you've earned your keep. Yeah, exactly.
I'm freelancing today.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you'll probably be buying you lunch at this rate then. But it's been lovely. I've really enjoyed. Hopefully, everybody's enjoyed the
Whistle stop
renaissance of
tour
the
through our lives.
yeah the renaissance of the podcast, and we will be back. So this is our July one. We'll be back in August.
Yeah.
Don't know when it's going to be. It might have to be quite fluid. I think that's fine. We will always announce it on
People are
our
lovely. They're very
Instagrams.
forgiving,
Yeah.
although quite persistent in asking when it's going to come back, which is lovely, actually. It's
Yeah.
great because podcasts sometimes, I can't remember, I shared that statistic with you that like loads of people do one podcast episode, slightly fewer do 2, and then almost nobody does over 5 episodes. So the fact that we made it to 3 series means we've made it. We're fully fledged, and it's people remember us and want
to have it back.
Want to have it back.
They better want this one because this one's really
I'm not editing
meaty.
anything out of this one.
This is a really meaty one. To be honest. It is buckle in because this is go and get yourself at least a flask of tea. Anyway, lovely to be back.
Lovely.
I don't need to say goodbye.
No, I know.
Because you're right here.
Yeah.
Shall we just turn it off then?
Yeah. Well, say goodbye to you all. Oh, thank you for listening.